A little pre-holiday treat from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. John Weiser with you live this afternoon from beautiful Tarble Arena as the Carthage College Redmen hit the floor against nationally ranked Washington University. It's the Bears coming in with a record of 4-0, taking on the Redmen at 1-1 here at the Tarble Arena. Carthage coming off that split weekend in the Carthage Classic, their tip-off tournament here at the Tarble Arena. Redmen opened up with a win on Friday night, 84-78 over Alma College in the first round of that tournament. And then they went on to play Dubuque in the championship game and fell in overtime in that contest, 93-89, the final in that ball game. Dubuque pulled to within one at the 8:39 mark of the second half, and 73-72 at that point. This after the Redmen laid it to them in the first 20 minutes. Carthage led by as many as 27 and got it down to 17 at the break, 40-23. It was your score at the half in that ball game. Then the Spartans opened up the second half with an 18-4 run. That cut it to 44-41, pulled within a point at 73-72 at the 6:36 mark, and then got the game tied at 76-all with 28 seconds to go. And Carthage Marlin Sr. hit the back end of a two-shot free throw attempts to tie that ball game, and that brought it down to the final possessions, and it was Dubuque with 2.5 seconds left. Mitch McAllis with an off-balance jumper from the left side of the key to hit the jumper. That put the Spartans up by 2. Redmen had one more possession. They were able to inbound the ball full length to midcourt and call a timeout. They had 2.5 seconds in which to work. And they got the ball into Reese Hirth, leaned in from the top of the circle, drew a foul from outside the arc, shooting the basketball, got to the line with 3 free throws, missed the front end, hit the back 2, tied the game at 78, and sent the game into overtime. Carthage got the first basket in overtime, but the Spartans took control of that game in the first minute and took the lead for good, 81-80 on a three-pointer by Chris Frazier, and then went on to win by 4, 93-89. All 5 Redmen starters scoring in double figures in that ball game. Reese Hirth leading the way with 16 points on just 4 of 14 shooting, along with 6 of 7 free throw shooting. Mike Costell had perhaps his best game in some time. Costell 15 points and a game-high 13 rebounds for the Redmen. Kevin Sykes Jr., 14 points. Dante Logan added 13. Marlin Sr. had 13 and 8 rebounds. And Jason Scott, fine-looking freshman out of Homewood Flossmoor, came off the bench to add 10 for the Redmen in a losing cause. So Carthage out to try and improve their mark here on this early part of the season to 2-1, and to do so will take on a national power here in Washington University out of St. Louis. They are ranked 4th this week in the D3Hoops.com poll, coming in with a mark of 4-0. And they have topped the 90-point mark for the first 3 games of the season, and for the first time since the 96-97 season. So the Bears are currently 3rd in the UAA conference and ranked 36th nationally at the D3 level, averaging 87.8 points per game. And they do it by having all 5 starters average in double figures. Alan Abuna is a key figure, their guard, 6'1", out of Wheeling, Illinois, 17 points. He's hitting 50% of his shots, playing nearly 28 minutes a game. Chris Klimek is a 6'5" forward. He was named a preseason D3 Hoops All-American, and he is going to be a load as well. 17 points, almost 7 rebounds per game. He is shooting 64%. Matt Palucki, another fine-looking forward at 6'6" out of Park Ridge, 12 points, 7 rebounds per contest. And you throw in some help off the bench, in particular the kid from DeForest, the sophomore 6'5" forward, Brandon Staffiel. Staffiel is the kid out of DeForest, Wisconsin, averaging almost 5 points and 3 rebounds coming off the bench in a 12-minute role per game for this Bear team. So this is a team that's shooting better than 50% as a team from the field, and they get it done the right way. They get it done correctly. They go out, they just try and outscore you, and that is the basics of the game. But when you look at their team point totals, like I said, 53% from the floor, but they're suffocating defensively. They're holding teams to 39% shooting on the year. They have attempted 40 more shots from the field than their opponents have attempted so far this year, and that just goes to show you that they're getting the looks. They're also forcing turnovers as well. Forced 56 so far on this young season, and they have a plus 18 on the glass. That's the advantage they carry throughout the games in and out. So, and again, without that, super large 6'8", 6'9" guy, it's a collective effort on the boards. And you take a look at their starting five, everyone's averaging at least 3 or more rebounds per game, and that just goes to show you that this team hustles and plays hard for what will be a Hall of Fame coach at some point at the D3 level. As we take a look at Mark Edwards in his 33rd season as head coach of the Bears, and has posted a 587 and 264 overall mark, and has continued to improve. 587, 264 his mark as a Wash U graduated back in '69, so he's come back to his alma mater and has really put this program on the map over the last couple years. They won back-to-back national titles in 2008 and 2009, and they have won 20 or more in a season in 5 of the last 7 years. So they get it done, and to Mark Edwards' credit, he's got a very, very good athletic team on the floor at all times. So it's going to be a tough job for this Redmond squad here tonight, but nonetheless, can they get it done? You recall back in January of this past season, the number 1 ranked North Central Cardinals came into Kenosha, and the Carthage Redmond pulled the upset. Will they have one more in store? We'll find out as the evening progresses. If you're out and about tonight looking for something to do, maybe as a family, now that the Thanksgiving break has hit, why don't you head out to the Tarble Arena for this ball game here tonight? We'll tip it off at 7 o'clock, and plenty of room for you here at the Tarble, and a chance to watch a very good basketball team, a national-ranked team in Washington University. When we come back, we'll talk with head coach Bosko Jurkovic, get his thoughts on the ball game here tonight as the Redmen entertain Wash U. We'll have that for you right after this 60-second break. You are listening to Carthage Redmond basketball on AM 1050 WLIP. Back to the Tarble Arena, everyone, as we get set for tonight's matchup. A number 4 ranked team coming into the Tarble Arena here tonight. The Washington University Bears taking on the Carthage Redmen, joined now by Carthage basketball coach Bosko Jurkovic. And very rare you get top 5 teams coming into the building. I think go back to the North Central game as a year or two ago when you defeated them as a number 1 team, but very rare to get somebody that high ranked into your building.
I don't think you can guess where they're going to be ranked when you schedule them. I guess you can in the conference, but when you schedule non-conference games, our philosophy has been, let's play in nice facilities, let's play on nice trips, and let's play the best people we possibly can, and Wash U fits just about all of those.
1-1 coming into the game here tonight. You had time to digest it a little bit more. Your thoughts on the weekend, 1-1?
Terribly disappointing Saturday. We played well enough to win. We have to learn to close games out a little bit better than we have. Other than that, you'd have to nitpick to think that we didn't have a good performance on Saturday. Dubuque's an excellent basketball team. They're going to get 19 or 20 wins. They have 2 elite Division III players, and they made more plays down the stretch than we did, and we let them off the hook, and for that reason it's disappointing. Effort good, execution basically pretty good. Friday night was get feet wet night, so it was disappointing. Now we just move forward and have to be ready again tonight against an excellent basketball team.
What was the message with the team leading up to the game here tonight?
Practices have been very good. The focus has been good. We've got some ideas what we think should work. These kids are familiar to us. The kids play against each other in the summer league. Many of them are North Suburban, West Suburban, Chicago area kids that we're familiar with. So you have a little bit of a base of knowledge to what to expect. They're always very good offensively. Defensively, they're very correct. And to beat them, you're going to have to do a good job rebounding and have to do a good job of reading your keys defensively.
Very good might be an understatement, simply because this is one of the elite programs, I think, in all of D3. I know you talked about it
wrapping things up the other night, this is a team that's for years, going back into maybe the mid-2000s, has been consistently nationally ranked and a team to contend with come playoff time.
They've won 2 national championships. They're competitive every year. They play in a very high profile, although not necessarily strong conference in the UAA. It's certainly not ours. It's certainly not the Wisconsin State School Conference, which gives them a little bit of ability to play these tough non-conference games and really get after it, because they play Wheaton every year, they play Wesleyan every year, and now they're going to start a series with us. Coach Edwards, an outstanding coach for a long time. I think this is his 33rd or 34th year in charge at WashU. An excellent program all the way around. And as you say, John, you have to be ready with your A game if you're going to beat them.
Yeah, this is a team coming in. It's shooting ridiculous numbers here. Over 50% as a team shooting the basketball. They've scored 90 points in 3 of their first 4 ball games, and they're getting it done offensively and rebounding. A plus 18 on the boards early on.
The rebounding is a community effort, because they don't have 6'9" guys averaging 15 rebounds a game. They just have a bunch of guys averaging 7s and 8s. Very physical basketball team. They pound both boards, especially the offensive boards. They've got a number of guys who've got 2 and 3 per game. Again, an area that we were better Saturday, certainly better. We out-rebounded Dubuque by 8. Still an area that is going to be night in and night out, something that we have to really be careful of.
Good performance out of Castell. He did, 15 points, 13 boards on Saturday, and I think maybe pressing a little bit in Friday's game, got a little bit more, game kind of came to him a little bit more on Saturday, and I think that's what we're going to see early on.
Talented kid. Plays very hard, catches the ball very well. As he develops his offensive game, and he is a good shooter, and he is a good finisher, he should be an excellent player in this program. Plays very hard. He goes to both boards like you need to go to the boards, and gives us defensive rebounds that we haven't had in a while.
And they're trying to get Reese Hurth on track. I know that's the other thing, too. He's not shot the ball well here early on, and not for lack of good looks. It's just not going down for him right now, and you got to help get his confidence up just a little bit.
Shooters have to shoot. We can't pull him back, because he is an exceptional cutter, gets himself open, takes shots within the scope of the offense. So you can't argue with that. But he has to shoot the ball better, just like all of us do. Right now, our numbers offensively need to improve. I think we'll be fine defensively. I don't care how many points we give up over the weekend. I think defensively we'll be fine, because we'll scheme it so. And we've got athletic kids who are tough kids, so we'll be fine defensively. I really don't think rebounding is going to be as big of an issue as it's been the last 3 years. Closing games out, closing possessions out, and finding a player or two that is a go-to guy is still a concern.
That and that occasion where you the first 5 minutes to start a game or the first 5 minutes to start a half just seems to be that hasn't been as crisp as you would like it and as lithe as you would want it to dictate pace of play early on in both halves.
Certainly was the case the other day. First 5 minutes of the second half, last couple of minutes of the first half are usually as important parts of the game as any other part. We were 17 ahead at the half. 5 minutes in, we were ahead 4. That just can't happen. That just can't happen. And I don't know that it's all a matter of intensity. Sometimes you're unlucky. A couple shots go in for them that probably shouldn't have. We end up with a turnover or 2 that are unforced. It all adds up into not doing a good enough job to get the job done, and that's the goal. The goal isn't to just be average. We want to be better than that. I like this team. I think this team has that potential. Let's get it moving forward.
Focusing back on the Bears here tonight, what are you trying to do here? What do you take away from them, I guess, is maybe the question.
They have good players at every position. They've got a little bit of depth at a couple of positions. They're not as deep as some of the WashU teams have been through the years. Very difficult team to guard because they can attack you 3 or 4 different spots. They've got good athletes at a couple spots. Their point guard is a very elite player, a 3-year player. 18 points through the first 4, also 6 assists. Palucki is a Maine South kid who runs the floor like a deer. Klemek is a Fremd kid who pounds inside. They're just a difficult team to play because they play with great offensive confidence. So you have to take that away from them to the extent that you can, make the shots that they make a little bit more difficult, and then hold your own on the boards.
Key or two for tonight?
Better offensive possessions, because if there's a thing on their side that isn't particularly outstanding, is the way they guard. They never guard extended. They let you get your shots. They play correctly, make you shoot as difficult shots as they can do, and then they concentrate on the other end of the floor. So we need to convert a better percentage of our offensive opportunities, and let's still win the battle of the boards.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Johnny.
Head basketball coach Bosko Jerkovich joining us on our pregame here tonight from the Tarble Arena. Carthage and fourth-ranked Washington University set to do battle. First ever meeting between the two schools. We'll have the starting lineups and tip-off for you right after this on AM 1050 WLIP.
John Weiser back with you live at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha as we get set for the battle between the Carthage Redmen and the Washington University Bears. Let's give you the starting lineups for the Wash U Bears under head coach Mark Edwards. They'll start a guard, Alan Abuna. Abuna, a senior, 6'1" out of Wheeling, Illinois, averaging just under 18 points a game. The other guard will be Tim Cooney. Cooney at 6'3", a senior out of St. Louis, Missouri, averaging 11 points, 6 rebounds per contest. The forwards will be Chris Klimek. Klimek, a preseason D3 Hoops All-America candidate at 6'5", and a senior out of Inverness, Illinois, 17 points, 6 boards. Matt Palucki, a junior, 6'6", out of Park Ridge, Illinois, averaging 12 points per game. And Nick Burt, a 6'5" forward out of Western Springs, Illinois, averaging 10.5 points per game. So it'll be Abuna, Cooney, Klimek, Palucki, and Burt on the floor for Mark Edwards and the Washington University Bears. Familiar lineup for the Redmen here tonight. It'll be Kevin Sykes at guard, 6'3", 160, out of Tinley Park, Illinois. Reese Hirth, 6'2", 170, a junior out of Morton Grove. Dante Logan at point guard, 5'11", 160, a junior from Skokie Niles West. Marlin Sr., the team's leading scorer at 15 points per game. Senior, a 6'5" forward out of Niles North. And Mike Castell, off his best game, 15 points, 13 rebounds against Dubuque on Saturday. A 6'7" junior out of St. Charles, Illinois, by way of Exeter, New Hampshire Academy. For head basketball coach Bosko Jerkovich and the Carthage Redmen. Again, plenty of room for you here at the Tarble Arena tonight. Redmen will also be home on Saturdays, so as you're home for the holiday here, taking advantage of the Thanksgiving holiday, looking for family activities, the Redmen will be home Saturday night as well, hosting UW Oshkosh on Saturday night. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip here at the Tarble Arena. So a pair of home games surrounding the Thanksgiving holiday, and we thank you for joining us here tonight for this one. Let's head down to Adam King, the PA announcer here at the Tarble Arena, as we get set for our national anthem this evening.
Thank you for your cooperation. Please direct your attention to the American flag at the north end of the arena. It draped the coffin of Captain Frank Vavrin, a former Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag is a gift to the college from his parents. Captain Vavrin's service medals are displayed near the south doors of Tarble Arena. In remembering Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. To honor America, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the gallantly streaming, and the rocket
crowd settling in for this one here tonight from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. I want to send out special welcome to those of you watching down in the St. Louis area on our video feed tonight. Glad you're along with us as we get set for the 4th-ranked Washington University Bears taking on the Carthage Redmen. We gave you the starting lineups for the Bears. It'll be Alan Abuna, Chris Klimek, Matt Palucki, Tim Cooney, and Nick Burt on the floor to start the ball game tonight for the Bears. The Bears, this will be the first of 3 games against CCIW foes this season. They will travel to Bloomington on December 7th to take on Illinois Wesleyan, and they'll ring in the new year on January 2nd, hosting Wheaton. Bears in the green jerseys, green shorts, trimmed out in white and red, being introduced to the crowd here tonight. Let's go down to Adam King for the Redmen starting lineup.
Are you ready? And now let's get the starting lineup for your Carthage Redmen. At forward, a 6'5" senior out of Skokie, Illinois, number 30, Marlin Sr. At guard, a 6'3" senior from Tinley Park, Illinois, number 5, Kevin Sykes Jr. At center, a 6'7" junior from St. Charles, Illinois, number 40, Mike Costell. At guard, a 6'2" junior from Morton Grove, Illinois, number 14, Reese Hurst. And at guard, a 5'11" junior out of Evanston, Illinois, wearing number 21, Dante Logan. Your Redmen are coached by Bosco Jerichovic. He's assisted by Steve Jerichovic, Quincy French, Jose Garcia, and John Voinovich.
Well, we're set for basketball tonight from the Tarble Arena. 4th-ranked Washington U against the Carthage Redmen. The men on the tweet tonight, it'll be Jerry Scherzinger, Bill Ustic, and Craig Jeffries. Redmen in the familiar home whites, the white jerseys, white shorts trimmed out in red and black. The Bears in the green jerseys, green shorts trimmed out in white and red. Glad you're along tonight. Getting ready for the Thanksgiving holiday. We wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for spending part of your evening with us tonight via 1050 WLIP, WLIP.com, or those of you watching along the video stream here from Carthage College. Glad you're along tonight. Players at the center circle getting set for the jump. Mike Costell will get set to jump for the Redmen. We'll go up against Matt Palucki for Washington University. Jerry Scherzinger tosses it up. Costell wins the tip. Dante Logan flags it down, and we are underway from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Man-to-man defense here for the Bears as Hirth will take it between the rings, swings it off left wing to Sykes. Sykes working off the Marlin Senior screen, now gets it back to Senior. He's open for the 3 left wing and hits it. Well, give and go that time. Marlin Senior stepping up, set the screen for Sykes. He was able to dribble back, toss it back to Senior on the wing, knocks down the triple. The Redmen on the board, 3-0. Now bounce feed inside, broken up. Reese Hirth with the steal that time. They were trying to work it inside to Cooney. Now Logan will set it up to Hirth. Hirth jump stop through the lane, goes to the glass and lays it up and in. Quick 5 here for the Redmen. They're up 5-0 here early on. Now they break pressure, get it set up in the offensive end. With it is Abuna. Abuna trying to toss it inside, deflects off a Carthage player back to Nick Burt. He's able to lean in off the right side. Like either Senior or Costell that time deflected the initial pass, and they got it right back into Nick Burt, and he was able to finish low right. 5-2, Redmen in front. Now Hirth driving, going strong to the glass, off the window and down. Reese Hurth driving the bucket, getting 2 quick baskets. And normally he's been setting up outside, shooting the jump shot, but obviously working a little bit, trying to slash to the basket. We're a minute and a half in, 5-point Redmond lead. That's a deuce just inside, top of the circle. Shot taken by Nick Burt. Left him alone that time, and Redmond on a switch up. Didn't quite get out there, and Burt able to knock it down. Burt with all 4 of his team's points, 7-4 Redmond. Castell now double-teamed in the paint. Nice kick-out feed to Logan. Drives in from the right block, lays it up and in. They doubled down on Castell. That left Logan open in the right corner. And Abuna was late to get there, and Logan drove it right past Abuna to the basket for the lay-in. 9-5, or 9-4, I should say. Redmond by 5. 3 ball on the way. That one rattles off no good. Shot taken that time by Palucki. Redmond will clear it out. Sykes gives it up to Logan. Logan now will set it up. Gets it to Hurth. Hurth on the right wing around the Castell screen. Again driving to the basket. Going high off the glass. Shot was partially blocked, I think, by Palucki. Hurth got caught down low that time. Palucki stepped in to challenge him, and he had to shoot over. Another 3 ball on the way again. Palucki able to drain it. Palucki top of the circle. Redmond late recognizing the shooter, and Palucki made them pay. Lead down to 2. 9-7 Redmond early on. Senior now, top of the circle, works it off to Logan. Logan inside, Castell backing in on the block, going strong, blocking foul called. Now wait a minute, we got 2 officials with 2 different calls. They're going to call traveling. Greg Jeffries making the call here down on the wing, called the travel as the man underneath calling it a foul, and we got Burt kind of knocked a little silly here as he was backing, or as Castell was backing in on the paint left wing. May have caught in the shoulder just above the left eye. He is okay, remains on the floor. Redmond with some token pressure here in the back court. They lead by 2. We're 3 minutes in here at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Now Abuna slashing to the basket, drops it down low to the left side, and Klimek able to finish. First bucket of the night for Klimek, and we're tied at 9. We got off to a 5-0 start here to open up our ball game. Senior now on the drive, got a hand check foul on his way to the basket. Klimek that time with the body. Just trying to deny Senior space on the floor, and Senior handling the basketball just went into him, and foul called. They get into Castell, low right, goes up high and was fouled. Nice inbound entry pass that time by Logan. Found Castell working the pogo stick that time on the right block. Went up high to get the pass, came down, went right back up with it, and drew the foul. Nick Burt with the foul, his first. Second foul on Washington University. And Castell on the free throw line, missing on the front end. 15-point, 13-rebound afternoon on Saturday against Dubuque for Castell. Missing on the front end, a 50% free throw shooter on the year. Missed them both. That one came off flat off the heel. Easy rebound that time for Klimek. Tied at 9 as the Bears bring it down. Looking inside, now waiting for some help. Hands it off. Palucki with it. Gets it back up top. Working around to Burt. Left side it goes. 3 on the way. That's a back iron miss that time by Abuna. Long rebound out to the free throw line. Hauled in by Castell. Carthage will bring it down. Tie ball game. Logan with it. Top of the circle. Leaves it for Senior on the right wing. Now slashing to the basket. Lays it up and in. That's where Marlon Senior is at his best. When he can slash to the basket. Logan able to free him up that time. Drawing the defense up to Logan. And allowing Senior to work his way to the basket. 5 points and a half for Senior, and we got a foul on Carthage. Marlon Senior picking up the foul that time, working the right block. First on Senior, first on the Redmen here as a team. Bears will inbound right of the basket. Abuna will toss it in. Gets it into Palucki. Back to Abuna. Abuna will take it up top. Sykes out on him. Abuna sliding around to the right side. They work it off. Top of the circle. Burt. Now back off to the left wing, I should say. 3 ball taken by Cooney. No good. Good offensive rebound. Now they toss it down low, and they got an offensive foul, a charge underneath. As they got the offensive board, they slid it off. Tim Cooney then standing on the left arc started his way down the left lane and was out of control, and taking the charge inside for the Redmen was Castell, and the offensive foul whistled on Cooney. First on Cooney. Take away the basket. 11-9, Redmond by 2 here. 15:25 to go first half. Hirth, top of the circle jumper. That one rolls around and down. The shooter's touch for Reese Hirth. And we got a timeout taken by Wash U, a 30-second timeout. 15:19 to play, a 13-9 Redmond lead. Carthage off to a 6 of 7 shooting night so far, 85%. And they hit their only three-pointer of the evening so far. Meanwhile, Wash U at 4 of 7, 57%, and they're 1 of 4 from three-point range. Bears out rebounding Carthage 3-2 so far, but Reese Hirth off to a 3 of 4 shooting night, 6 points. We talked about it in the pregame as the percentage not quite there for Reese, but he's certainly getting looks coming into the game tonight. 26% from the floor, but 3 of 4 so far tonight. And that's what you want to see for Reese, get his offensive confidence back early in this contest. Both teams keep their starting 5 out following the Bear timeout. 13-9, Redmond with the lead here. As they work it, they got to travel as they work it across midcourt. Kevin Sykes stepping up to defend that time, forcing the walk by Cooney. So turnover. Gives it right back to Carthage. That third turnover by Wash U here tonight. Castell now works it off to Senior, to Sykes on the left wing. Back up top to Hirth. Now back to Senior on the left wing. Man-to-man defense here for Wash U. Senior now a little one-man game. Pulls up, hits the shot, takes the shot, I should say. It's an air ball. Trying to post up that time on Klimek. Back the other way. Bears with the basketball. Abuna now circling around all the way to the right side. Dumps it back center of the floor. They work it around into the far corner. Now back up top into the hands of Burt. Burt will take the shot. That's no good. Castell going hard to the rebound that time for the Redmen. Carthage will push it up the floor. Logan to Sykes. Sykes sets it up. Back to Logan on the right wing. Gets it to Hirth. Hirth now needs some help. Looking for a screen. Senior will take it. And Hirth driving to the basket. And what do we have? They're going to count the basket and the foul. Mark Edwards looking for a traveling call, and I'm not so sure he should have got one there, as Hirth looked like he slid the pivot foot, leaning in, anticipating the contact, got the contact, made the basket, chance for a three-point play as Klimek picks up the foul, his second. So it'll be Reese Hirth at the free throw line. Mark Edwards still discussing his point here on the side.
Correction on that Washington foul. The foul's number 12.
They're going to correct the foul call is what they're doing. Tim Cooney picking up the foul. So take it away from Klimek. Put it on Cooney. We'll get a substitution here as David Fatoki will come in now out of Hazel Crest, Illinois, a junior 5'10" for the Bears.
New Bears lineup number 11. Fatoki.
He will come in and replace as Hirth will come in and shoot the free throw, complete the three-point play. Redmond up by 7 here, 16-9. That is their largest lead of the ball game. 9 points so far for Reese Hirth early on. Good to see. A welcome addition here to this Carthage offense early on. Like to see Hirth get going here. Abuna looking for 3, partially blocked by Sykes, pulled down by Marlin Senior. He'll give it up to Logan. Nice block by Sykes that time defensively. Works it off to Sykes, and we got a moving screen violation on Castell underneath. Again, sliding into Chris Klimek. That'll be a battle worth watching tonight between Castell and Klimek underneath, and that time Castell sliding through, dipped the shoulder, and picked up the foul, his first. Good call by the official underneath. It's been clear early on through the first 3 games. Officials are watching that, particularly the moving screen, establishing the screen down low. And working off far side, Fatoki driving in. Dishes it back out on the free throw line to Burt. Burt missed the shot. The rebound pulled in by Marlin Sr. Battling Palucki that time for the loose ball. Check that. Battling Klimek for the loose ball. Senior with it now, top of the circle. Works it off to Hirth. Hirth on Abuna. Now gives it back to Senior in the left corner near side. Looks for Castell. Castell, double team, gave up the dribble. Now finds Senior underneath. Nice look, nice little head shoulder fake for Marlin Senior as he was able to post up on the left block, and the Redmen have doubled up on Wash U. 18-9 Carthage, 7 minutes into the game. Flashing to the basket, driving hard that time. The big man, or Palucki, I should say. And the foul will go on Castell, his second, 3rd team foul. And at the free throw line will be Matt Palucki. Second team All UAA last season. Very good free throw shooter. Career mark 80% coming into the game here tonight. The Weiser whammy works as he rattles out the first attempt. Cameron Van Wyk in for Castell, who will sit down with 2 personal fouls. Second free throw upcoming here for Matt Palucki, a junior out of Park Ridge. Prepped at Maine South. Able to drop in the second free throw. 1 for 2 that trip. Makes it an 18-10 lead here for the Redmen. 12:50 to go, first half. Now Marlin Sr. bounce feed to Sykes. Sykes now on the drive. Splits the 2 defenders. Missed the shot and the rebound. Tipped through the hands of Van Wyk and taken away by Palucki. Now Fatoki with it. To Abuna. Going strong to the basket, and they draw the foul. That time Klimek that time. On the feed from Abuna, driving in from the right side. Marlin Sr. picking up his second foul. So each team with 4 team fouls here. Senior picking up 2, and it's going to get McNellis off the bench here and into the ball game. And at the free throw line and coming up short, woefully short that time, was Klimek. Scott McNellis will check in for the first time tonight. A fine-looking freshman out of Downers Grove South, 6'5". McNellis through 2 games, averaging 13 minutes and 5.5 points per contest. Palucki drains the second. Or Klimek drains the second, 18-11. Redmen lead at 7 here. McNellis now top of the circle, works it off to Sykes. McNellis, Sykes, Van Wyk, Logan, and Hirth out there right now for the Redmen. Hirth now driving on Abuna, pulls up on Abuna right side, missed the shot. 3 straight misses now for the Redmen on the offensive side. Back come the Bears. They'll run it down the floor. Klimek back out to Abuna for 3. That one's no good. Rebound McNellis. Clears it out to Logan. Logan will run the floor across midcourt. Logan, 3 defenders on him now. Will pull up, looking for Sykes. Sykes between the circles. Back to the right side, Hirth. He'll pop for 3. That one's a rattle out. We got a whistle and a foul. Trying to establish position underneath for that miss by Hirth. And call it on Klimek. Klimek, that's his second, 5th team foul. Klimek will sit down. Will Pat will come in now out of St. Paul, Minnesota. He's a 6'8" senior. Averaging about 10 minutes per ball game. 2.5 rebounds per contest. Carthage will inbound. Hirth now lost on the way to the basket, and Abuna will take it away. Just the 3rd turnover committed by the Redmen here tonight. Abuna now up top, works it around. Fatoki to the free throw line. Now they work it left wing, back out to the right corner for 3, and they drain it. Again, you got to recognize the shooter. Palucki, standing on the 3-point arc out of the right corner, has cut it to 4, 18-14. It'll be a 30-second timeout taken by the Redmen here. Carthage was able to build out a lead. They went on a 9-0 run, built it out to 18-9. Thanks to layup by Reese Hurth and the three-point play, I should say, by Hurth with the layup and the made free throw, as well as Marlin's senior layup. That brought it to 18-9. Now a 5-0 run here by Wash U has cut it to 4, thanks to Matt Palucki's three-pointer. Carthage continues to shoot the ball well here early on. Redmond at 61%, 8 of 13. Wash U 5 of 12, 41%. Rebounding advantage, a +1 for Carthage, 7-6 in the rebound totals. Each team with just one offensive board so far. McNellis, Logan, Sykes, Hurth, and Van Wyck out there for the Redmen. Carthage will work it around. Logan now to McNellis in the corner, back up top to Logan. Fatoki on him. Now works it off to McNellis. Got around Pat, kicks it back out. Sykes. Sykes driving in from the left side. Floater with the right hand is good. Good recognition that time by Sykes. He wanted the three, drew the defender out, and then put the ball on the floor, and then got to the paint. A little floater with the right hand, able to find its target. 20-14, Redmond up 6. Now Pat, jumper from the top of the circle. He'll hit. Will Pat, the big man out of St. Paul, Minnesota, drops down the jumper. Again, the Redmond late, getting a hand in his face. 20-16, Redmond by 4. Hurth to Van Wyck, working left side, Logan. McNellis will come out, set the screen. Logan cut off at the free throw line that time. Good job by Abuna and Pat to double team him off the ball. They'll bring Logan back out to the center circle with 16 to shoot. Sykes with it now on the left wing. Get around Pat. Now driving, going past Palucki and travel with the basketball. Got the ball hung up on his hip. Wanted to split between the two big men that time. Wanted to go around Palucki and Pat. And the ball got hung up on his left hip. He took the extra crow hop in the traveling violation. Sykes will come out. We'll get our first look of the night for Jason Scott. Scott, a 6'4 freshman out of Chicago Heights, Homewood Flossmoor. Scott averaging 10 points in the last 2 ball games for the Redmen. Palucki now creates a shot right of the free throw line, missing. Pat with a tap out, pulled in by Palucki. Back into the corner, Abuna, left side three is good. They've cut it to 1. Abuna left alone in the left corner, and that was kept alive. Pat with that tap out that time. Palucki took one dribble to the inside, then kicked it back to the left wing. And in the left corner, Abuna able to drain it. 20-19, the Redmond lead down to 1. 9:25 to play, and there's a steal by Palucki. Stepped in front of Logan, he'll take it back the other way. Got around Van Wyck, lays it up and in, and Wash U with their first lead. And we got a timeout or a technical. What do we got here? Jerry Scherzinger calling a technical foul. Let's see what we got. It was on the made basket on the way down to the floor. Dante Logan will shoot the technical, but
Technical foul on number 11, Fatoki.
Fatoki that time called for the technical. It's also a personal foul. That'll be the 6th foul on the Bears. I'm not sure exactly what happened. It happened after the ball went through. There was some words exchanged. I don't know what might have been a taunting. The official coming over and talking to Fatoki this time, and as Logan will eye up the technical free throw. That one rattled out no good. He'll get one more. Carthage will then get the ball at midcourt. Wash U taking their first lead. So 9-point lead by the Redmen, vanished. As Logan will wrap up the free throw toss, making the second, ties the game at 21. And they'll make the Redmen bring it up full length. Still not quite sure. Must have happened as the ball went through, and there must have been words exchanged as players were coming down the floor. So technical foul on Fatoki. We're tied at 21 as Logan will bring it across. Dante Logan to Hurth. Hurth hoisting a three, and it rolls off no good. Pat with the rebound. He'll clear it out to Fatoki. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. 21 all. Redmond led by as many as 9, 18-9 midway through as they slip it down low, and Palucki able to finish. He got around Van Wyck or McNellis that time down low. 23-21. Now Hurth ran into Pat, no call, gets it off to McNellis. He wants the three. That one back iron, no good. Pat with the easy rebound. McNellis didn't follow it to the hoop. I think that should be automatic. If you're a big guy, you're going to take the three. You better follow it just in case. He did not, as Abuna hits the three off the left wing. And just like that, it's a 26-21 advantage. So a huge run here for the Bears, and a full timeout taken by the Redmen. We'll pause, take a 60 break. When we come back, 8:24 remaining, 26-21 Washington University. On your home for Redmen basketball, AM 1050 WLIP. Well, a 17-3 run here over the last 4.5 minutes have given the Bears a 26-21 advantage, their largest lead of the game. John Weiser with you at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha as the Redmen will bring it up the floor. Senior, Castell, Scott, Hurth, and Logan out there for the Redmen. Hurth now driving to the basket, slashing hard left side, missing. Rebound through the hands of Castell, picked up by Palucki, top of the circle. The Bears bring it back. And they work inside, and Hurth with the foul, and that's the 5th on the Redmen as he tried to go through Palucki to deny that pass on the left block. It's first on Hurth. Bears will inbound left of the basket. Pat with it now, top of the circle. Works it out to Palucki for three and knocks it in. Boy, they're starting to hit the threes here in the last 5 minutes. 6 out of 11 from behind the arc the Bears are right now. 29-21, their largest lead at 8. Hurth on the drive was fouled by Abuna. This will put the Redmen on the line for the rest of the half. Abuna with the body that time. Hurth with that quick jab step toward the basket off the right wing, and Abuna got the hip into him, and that's the 7th team foul now on the Bears. So Hurth on the line, shooting the 1-and-1. So Hurth made the clutch free throws at the end of the regulation on Saturday, knocks down the first. Needed to make all three to win the game, missed the first one. Made it more difficult upon himself, but righted himself and hit the last two of that three-shot sequence to send the game into overtime on Saturday. Missing the second, loose ball in the corner, picked up by Fatoki. Fatoki with it now. Works it off on the near wing. Pat, top of the circle, back to Fatoki. Fatoki getting a technical foul earlier in this half. Now working on Scott in the left wing. Fatoki gives it up. Works it back up to Palucki. Palucki inside. Looking for Burt, and they deflect out of bounds. Logan that time in front of Fatoki. Able to deflect that one away. Sykes will check back in for the Redmen, replacing Hurth. And Luke Silverman-Lloyd will check in. Silverman-Lloyd, a sophomore, 6'2", out of Culver City, California for the Bears, averaging 4.5 points per game. 29-22, Bears lead by 7, 7:15 to play here in the first half. Fatoki with it, left wing, gets it back to Palucki, right wing three, good. Palucki's starting to light it up now. He's got 15 first half points. He's 4 of 5 from three-point range. 32-22, their largest lead now at 10. Now Castell going glass. Missed the shot. Ball kept alive on the glass. Tapped up that time by Palucki. Out to Fatoki. Fatoki will take it down the floor. Missed the shot. Goes out of bounds. Goes off of Sykes. Palucki was trailing as well. All the Redmen players pointing at Palucki, saying it went off of his hand, but it will be Bear basketball left of the basket. Good job by Sykes not to commit the foul there. As they get it in quickly, they bank it off too hard. Shot taken by Burt that time. The rebound cleared out by the Redmen. 32-22 Bears. Logan now through the lane. Skip pass left corner to Sykes for three. That's a rattle out, no good. Redmen have gone stone cold here midway through this first half. The rebound by Burt off to Fatoki. Chance to increase their lead here. Now Palucki again for three. That's a rattle off, no good. Ball loose in the left paint. Finally pulled down by Logan. Logan will race it down. Gets around Fatoki, will lay it up right glass. Missed the shot. Rebound. Scott goes back up, draws the foul. Nice trail job by the freshman Jason Scott. He was trailing Logan that time, came right down the middle of the lane, and when Logan missed the layup from the right side, Scott was there and was fouled on the stick-back attempt. Foul will go on Will Pat. Pat, the 6'8" sophomore, or senior, I should say, out of St. Paul, Minnesota. That is his first, putting Scott on the line for the first time tonight. And Jason Scott able to drill the free throw. Redmond outscored here. 23-5 here in the last 5 or 6 minutes here. And Scott able to make both free throws. 32-24 brings them back to within 8. 6:05 to go here in the first half. Fatoki to Pat, back to Fatoki. Now works it off. Palucki gets it back in the hands of Burt. Bounce feed to Fatoki. Fatoki now on the dribble, right wing. Little triangle play over there. Now they left the man open out of the corner. And driving hard to the basket, overshooting that time was Silverman Lloyd. Easy rebound for the Redmen. Logan will bring it across. 32-24, Redmond down 8. Logan into the corner, Sykes. Right side three. Rattles off, no good. Senior trying to keep it alive, goes out of bounds. Burt last to touch it as he and Senior battled for that loose ball. Out of bounds to the Redmen. Open look that time by Sykes. That's twice now Sykes has had the look out of either corner and hasn't been able to hit. Carthage will inbound up top to Sykes. Back in the hands of Logan. Logan guarded by Fatoki. 5.5 minutes to play here first half. Logan's pass deflected back out, able to flag it down. He'll back it off near the center circle. Gives it to Senior. Senior, a little head shoulder fake, pulls up from the free throw line. That curls off no good. Scott got a hand on it but couldn't corral it. Scott was crashing hard, wanted to get that rebound, got a left hand on it, but it slid off his hand out of bounds, and it'll be Bear basketball. Obuna will check back in for the Bears. Matt Olson will check in for the first time tonight for the Redmen. Olson, the sophomore out of East Troy. 5:10 to play first half, 32-24, Bears. Pat now will give it off to Fatoki. Fatoki on the left wing. Out in the corner, tied up, Brandon Staffield gets it back out to Abuna. Abuna's shot from the right side, no good. We got a foul on the floor going for the rebound. And is it going to be on the Redmen here or what? Jason Scott whistled for the foul. That gives the, not sure exactly what he did there. Scott was going for the loose ball. And the official said he pushed off. And he looked a little bit off balance himself, trying to get that loose ball off the left paint. Bears will retain possession with a fresh shot clock here. 4:45 to play first half. They lead at 32-24. Jump shot on the way from the free throw line. Rattles around and down. Brandon Stefile that time, the 6'5", a fresh forward out of DeForest, Wisconsin, with his first points tonight. Lead back to 10 here for Washington University, 34-24. Marlin Senior with it. And Marlin fouled up top. It's going to go on Will Pat committing the foul. That is his second. Fighting Castell that time. Castell trying to set the screen for Senior. Pat tried to fight through it, committed the foul. Checking in now for the Bears, Tom Garvin. Garvin, a 6'5" senior from Carmel, Indiana. Castell on the line. 9th team foul, so 1-1 here as Castell makes the front end. 50% free throw shooter on the year. Castell, his first point tonight. Second one rattles off, no good. Rebound pulled in by Garvin. 34-25 Bears. Approaching 4:10 to play here in this first half. Carthage led 18-9 at one point here so far. The Bears have come on strong here through the second half of our first 20 minutes. As nice rebound for the Redmen. Costello getting the loose ball. Gives it off to Olson, now to Scott. Jason Scott out of Homewood Flossmoor. Spinning, leans in, gets the shot off. It's short. There was contact, no foul called, and the rebound pulled out of there by Palucki. And through the hands of Fatoki, what do we got? Carthage ball. Went off of Fatoki. Last to touch it, it'll be Carthage ball. This is the fourth turnover by the Bears. Redmond with 5 so far. Carthage, after shooting 61% now, 9 of 23, 35%, make it 9 out of 24 on the miss that time by Sykes. And we got a stepping on the end line, going after the basketball was a Bear player here, so Carthage will retain possession. Olson will inbound, left of the basket. Toss it into Castell, back to Olson. Miles with it, gives it off to Scott. Jason Scott, bounce feed to Senior. Marlin Senior. Backing down, we got a hand check foul. Backing down on Garvin that time on the right side, just outside the paint. Garvin picks up his first, the 10th team foul on the Bears, so that'll put Senior on the line, shooting double bonus. Marlin Senior averaging 15 points a game, has 7 here tonight on 3 of 5. This will be his first attempt from the line. Comes up short. Redmond missing free throws tonight. 6 of 12 so far, both teams 50% shooting from the stripe. Marlin will get one more. That one's up and in. 8 points for Marlin Senior, 34-26. The deficit is 8. 3:10 to go here in the half. Well, you can hang around single digits here, keep it around a 2-possession game, you'd be all right. Abuna thought about it, gives it back. Palucki, top of the circle 3. That's no good. Long rebound out to the right side, pulled in by Marlin Senior. Off to Miles Olson. 2:50 to play. Olson back to Castell. 20-footer. That one's short. Air ball. Abuna comes away with it from underneath. Mike didn't get any extension on that. And then we got an offensive foul. They're going to call a chicken wing. Not quite. Don't quite agree with that call either. It was on Abuna. Got to tell you, that's a break for the Redmen there. That was not a very good call. And Abuna picks up the foul, his second, will sit out the remaining 2:41. Much as I get on the officials the other way, that was a bad call against the Bears. Abuna did not do much to initiate that contact, and it was an anticipatory call that time by the official up top. The Redmen basketball here, down 8. Hirth back in the lineup, gives it off to Senior, driving hard to the basket, laid it up short, tap up, no. Rebound inside by Valentine, gives it back to Senior, and he'll finish. Valentine just into the ball game, got the loose ball underneath, handed it off to Senior on the left block, who laid it in. Now Marlin with 10 points. It's a 6-point game. Fatoki with it on the left wing, guarded by Olson. Looking for some help, gives it off to Palucki. Now backing in the paint, they kick it back out. Silverman will fire it up. That one rattles off, no good, but there on the offensive board, Brandon Staffiel, and then the stick back. Van Wyk on the foul that time on the stick back attempt. And that will put Brandon Staffiel in on the free throw line. And Staffiel, his free throw rattles out, no good. Out of DeForest, Wisconsin, averaging 4.3 points per game. Makes the second. 35-28, 7-point ball game. Minute 45 to go here in our first half. things considered. And now offensive foul on Marlin Sr. Just as I was about to say, all things considered, you got a chance to knock it down to inside a two-possession game, and Marlin Sr. commits the moving screen. That's the 8th foul on the Redmen. WashU will bring it up, leading by 7 here. Fatoki with it now, high in the right wing, guarded by Hirth. Works it off to Silverman Lloyd. Back to Fatoki, penetrates, dumps it off Paluki, drives in left side. Good defense by Van Wyk. Missed the shot at the offensive board again by the Bears. They kick out to Fatoki. His shot no good. Miles Olson will bring it down. They'll run the floor to Valentine. Back to Olson. Olson now back to Hirth. Minute 5 remaining here in the half. Carthage down 7. Senior with it on the left wing. Senior now trying to back down on the paint, spinning, leans in, goes hard to the glass, missing. Ball tapped out, got a whistle and a foul. And it's going to go on Van Wyk, pushing inside, trying to go for that rebound to clear some space. Good call there as Van Wyk was battling Staffiel that time and pushed off. 9th team foul, so just 1 and 1 here for Staffiel and the Bears. Well, at one point, the Redmen shooting 60% here in the half, but at that 10-minute point, the Redmen just went stone cold. Only 10 points since taking an 18-9 lead. Missing the free throw on the front end. The rebound is Senior as Olson will bring it down. Olson now running one-hander, high off the glass. That's no good. Rebound pulled in by Paluki. A 7-second differential is going hard to the glass, lays it up and in. Nice move to the basket that time. And the foul. Tom Garvin driving hard down the lane, able to draw the foul. Chance for a three-point play for Garvin. Out of Hinsdale Central, a sophomore, 6'5", driving the lane that time. Logan in for Olson here late. And a chance to go up by 10 at the line, and Bears missing the free throws as well. That one clanks off to the right side. Logan will settle it down. Redmond will play it for 1. All things considered, chance to be down by 7, if not by 6 here to end this first half. Redmond will spread the floor here as Logan will bang it out with 12 seconds to play. Now Carthage will go into their offense. Logan, top of the circle, driving, going high off the glass, missing, tap up and in. Marlin Sr. and Van Wyk both there. Who do they give it to? It'll go to Senior on the tap in at the buzzer. And the Redmen will trail by 7 here at the half. Your score after the first 20 minutes. Washington University, 4th ranked in the D3Hoops.com poll. They lead the Redmen 37-30. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back with our halftime programming after this. This is Carthage Redmen basketball on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. 37-30 your score. The number 4 ranked Washington University Bears out of St. Louis, Missouri with the 7-point lead over the homestanding Carthage Redmen. Check of the standings up to date. This is the only game going on in the CCIW tonight as the Illinois Wesleyan Titans off to a 4-1 start. They rebound after that loss over the weekend at Loris as they knocked off Wabash last night at home. They're now at 4-1 on the season. Milliken off to a 4-1 start as well. Augustana at 3-1. Elmhurst over the 500 mark as they go to 3-2 on the season. North Central at 3-2. North Central with a win over Benedictine last night. Wheaton at 3-2. A couple of tough losses for Wheaton. They lost a heartbreaker at Loris and then lost in the championship game of the Worcester Rotary Tournament over the weekend to number 8 Worcester. And so the Thunder now at 3-2. Redmond at 1-1. North Park picking up their first win last night over Eureka College, the old Ronald Reagan institution. And North Park now at 1-2 on the year. Play will pick up over the weekend On Saturday, as we told you, Carthage will host UW Oshkosh here at the Tarble Arena at 7. Other Saturday games will include Augustana at Knox, and Milliken will play host to Blackburn. I get a look at the updated standings and the conference schedule for the Carthage basketball. And the Lady Reds will be back in action on Sunday as they will take on the University of Chicago. Tim Bernero's squad picking up their 4th consecutive win last night on the road at Trine. So the Lady Reds off to a 4-1 start. We'll have the broadcast for you Sunday afternoon of Lady Reds basketball. 12:40 with our pregame, a 1 o'clock tip from the Ratner Center on the campus of the University of Chicago. The Maroons getting some votes in the latest D3Hoops.com women's basketball poll, and a key game as the Lady Reds reconvene after the Thanksgiving holiday. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is the first of 3 games that the Bears will play against CCIW foes. They will travel to Bloomington next weekend to take on Illinois Wesleyan on December the 7th. And then on January 2nd, they will host Wheaton before both teams head into conference play. The UAA and the Bears will open up UAA play against the University of Chicago on January the 11th. University Athletic Association, UAA. And the Bears picking up wins to start the season against Rhodes College out of Memphis. A 90-60 win. They defeated Hendricks 91-64. And then the Lopata Classic down in St. Louis, winning that one over the weekend as they knocked off Rose-Hulman 94-74 and defeated Whitman 76-68. They will have a game against 25th ranked DePaul at home on Sunday at 2 o'clock down in St. Louis. So Mark Edwards, 587 wins. Boy, you look at this, 2 coaches here combined for 1,065 wins. Bosco Jurkovic coming in to the game here tonight, 478 in his career in 28 years, including his stint at North Park. And Mark Edwards, all 33 of his seasons on the bench for Washington University with 587 wins to his credit. Again, you look through the years here for this Washington University team. Six of the last 7 seasons of 20 or more victories. 2010 they were 13-12 and 7-7 in the UAA, but back-to-back 20-win seasons, off to a 4-0 start as well. Starting 5 out there for the Redmen: Sykes, Hirth, Logan, Senior, and Castell. Abuna, Cooney, Klimek, Burt, and Palucki. Palucki, the leading scorer in the game with 15 points. On the floor for Wash U. Bears with the basketball. We're underway. Second half. Carthage trailing by 7. Palucki with it here in the near wing. Gives it back to Abuna, top of the circle. Back to Burt. Now they look back inside, back outside, as Burt will take the jumper left of the free throw line, missing. Castell able to gobble up the rebound. Carthage will bring it down, their first offensive set here, trailing by 7. Cold shooting at the end of that first half, really the difference here in this ball game for the Redmen. Castell bouncing off inside, missed the shot. Reese Hirth able to get the offensive rebound though. Castell trying to bounce off of Burt that time inside. Hirth now top of the circle, working it back right wing to Senior. Marlin Senior with it, looking inside, nothing doing. 20 on the shot clock. Now takes the dribble up top. Now gets to the top of the circle, below the free throw line. Senior trying to lob it for Castell. Good defense that time. Castell was double teamed, couldn't get to the ball, and Senior was off balance thanks to the defensive effort by Burt. turnover Redmond. Their first turn of this second half. Now Abuna looks inside. Turnaround jump shot off the left block, no good. Shot taken that time by Klimek. Back the other way comes Logan. He'll race down the floor. Tried to lay it up. Was knocked to the floor. No call. Missed the shot. Back come the Bears. 3-on-2, and they'll finish with the layup. Low left. Klimek able to finish with the easy layup. Both teams trying to run the floor. That time Logan's effort did everything possible. Tried to get that shot off and draw the contact. Somehow got knocked to the ground, and there was no call. Ball loose. Now it's trying to get to it, and it's tapped away. Marlin Sr. had it deflected away from him. Good effort that time by Klimek to keep that one alive for the Bears. They give it off on the drive to the basket. Cooney slashing through, able to lay it up and in. And once again, for the second straight game, a flat start to the second half here for the Redmen, and Carthage will burn a full timeout. Well, it just has to be aggravating for Bosko Jurkovic, because following this team for the last 13 years now, you know he's got it drawn up in the locker room that you've got to have the effort to start this second half. You're only down 7, and here you're off to a 4-0 run to open up this second half, and looking flat doing it, turning it twice.
If you have that lucky tape, please come down to the scorer's table.
Can't do that against talented teams. Top 5 teams will really make you pay. Bosko forced to burn a timeout. He has 3 remaining here, and he is giving a one-sided lecture in that Carthage huddle down to my right. Well, that has been the, chatting in his office this afternoon, and Antoine McDaniel back in town, and talking with Twan and Bosko and Steve. I just like to sit in the corner of the room and just listen to them talk basketball, but just unable to close games down the stretch through the last couple of years, and that inconsistency to begin the second half in games for the Redmen, that just seems to keep popping up. Just a different mindset, I guess. A senior trying to get to the basket, it blocked out of bounds from behind. Nice effort that time by Burt to knock that one away. Carthage will retain possession on the left side of the baseline. Hurth off the inbound will pop. That's an air ball. Not even close. Palucki pulls it away. Gives it off to Abuna. 4-0 run to start the half here for the Bears, as Cooney will set it up. Tries to get a pass inside. Nice hands that time by Castell to knock that one away. Bears will retain possession underneath. 22 on the shot clock. Yeah, I agree with Bosko. You set the tone first 5 minutes of that second half, much like you do the last 5 minutes of the first half. You really want to establish momentum. You want to keep the momentum going in that first 5 minutes, and when you have teams down, that's that killer instinct that they just seem to be lacking. Nice feed off the give that time from Klimek into Burt, able to finish. Burt now with 6 points, 43-30. Lead out to 13 for the Bears. We're 3 minutes into the second half. Well, this Wash U team's so good, taking advantage of mistakes. Sykes will hoist a 3. He'll hit. That was huge. Kevin Sykes off the left wing at the elbow that time from behind the arc, able to knock that one down. Cuts the deficit to 10, 43-33. Now Klimek gives it off to Palucki. Back to Klimek, low left, working hard. Through the double team of Senior and Sykes, and lays it up and in. Slicing the defense that time, Klimek, the preseason D3 Hoops All-America candidate. He has 7, 45-33. Now Senior on the drive, going hard, right side, lays it off the glass and in. Good move by Senior that time, got around Klimek, was going to get some help from Cooney, but Cooney was late getting there. As now we got a whistle, and what do we have? Offensive foul, again Abuna on the dribble with the left hand, stuck the right hand out to protect the basketball and knocked Logan to the floor as they both went down. And Abuna picks up his 3rd foul. Now check it, they're going to call it on Burt. Okay. Burt for the moving screen. My bad. His second. One official was pointing to Abuna as both he and Logan had hit the deck. Carthage down 10. Big possession here. Try and get something going here. Boy, they've just gone stone cold since the 10-minute mark of the first half. Nice feed from Logan into Hirth. Couldn't finish. Going up hard on the left block, but drew the foul, and Reese Hirth will go to the free throw line. Foul will go on Burt. That picks up 2 quick fouls here. He now has 3. Second on the Bears here in the half, and Reese Hirth will go to the free throw line. Hirth 2 for 3 tonight from the stripe. Inadvertently said he started off the ball game 4 for 4. He was 3 of 4 shooting to start the game, but finished that half 1 for 5. Makes the first of 2 free throws here for Hirth. Fatoki will come in now, replacing Nick Burt. Hirth with another toss here. It's on the way and good. 45-37. Deficit at 8 here. Need a couple of stops for the Redmen here. Try and get some momentum going. Abuna up top to Paluki, around to Fatoki. Gets the screen by Klimek. He'll shoot over the screen, Fatoki does. Missing, high rebound. And Castell just out-leaped Klimek for that loose ball. Now Logan, nice drive to the lane, counted and one. Dante Logan with a little stutter step move at the top of the circle, and then kicked it into 5th gear and drove hard to the basket, drew the foul by Fatoki. Completing the 3-point play at the line is Dante Logan. Fatoki his second, the third on the Bears here in the half. Dante Logan with 5 points now on the evening, with one more toss upcoming. On the way and good, cuts it to 5, 45-40 in favor of Washington University. 15:25 remaining here in the ball game. Fatoki across midcourt, picked up by Hirth. Works it off to Abuna. To Cooney, back to Fatoki. Fatoki now on the left wing. Back to Cooney in the left corner, guarded by Sykes. Out to Fatoki. Fatoki lob pass looking for Klimek. Broken up by Castell, taken away by Logan. Now we got a technical foul, and who we got it on here? That's the second technical called on the Bears here tonight. It's going to go on Klimek. Ian Castell had words down the floor, and Klimek picks up the technical, which will also be a personal foul, his third, and it'll count in the team total of 4. Hirth at the line, shooting the technical, makes the first, cuts it to 4. That'll get Pat off the bench here. Will Pat will come in. Again, that's part of that is on Castell as well. Castell will chatter up and down the floor, and Ian Klimek were exchanging shoulders down the floor and words, and the officials put an end to it right there. Hirth making both free throws. Cuts it to 3 here. Official at the table here. Want to know what's going on. Bosco slides up. Mark Edwards still getting an explanation down below here of the technical foul. And so Marlin will inbound. Big possession here for the Redmen, trailing by 3. 5 minutes into our second half. Redmen have battled back here. Logan got around Fatoki, lays up with the right hand and lays it in. Going down the left lane, and it's a 1-point ball game, 45-44. Dante Logan strapping the team on his back, and we've got a timeout, Washington University. Full timeout, we'll take a break. 14:47 remaining, 45-44, the Redmen back to within 1. Back after this on AM 1050, WLIP. Well, the Redmen pulling to within 1, 45-44. Middle of a 9-0 run here to pull to within one. Dante Logan with 6 points. Reese Hurth with a near steal out at midcourt. Pat able to pull it back, got it back to Fatoki. Now bounce feed. Hits it back to Abuna. Now on the drive, Palucki feeds Pat. Blocked by Castell, but he got the body on Pat. And Pat will go to the line to shoot 2. Good effort, though, by Castell that time. Did get a piece of the basketball, but Castell with the body foul, his third. First Redmond team foul of the second half, and that will put Will Pat at the free throw line. Pat's first attempt is good. First trip to the line tonight for Will Pat, making his 43rd career appearance. One of the team captains here for the Bears. Second free throw on the way is good. Pat able to hit both. 47-44, 3-point Bear lead. John Weiser with you from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Carthage and 4th-ranked Washington University tonight. Marlin Sr. with it, top of the circle with the dribble, trying to get a screen set by Castell. He'll shoot over the screen. Sr. for 3. That rattles off, no good. Palucki with the easy board. Gives it off to Abuna, back to Palucki. Palucki down the floor, left wing. Gets into the hands of Brandon Staffiel. Staffiel and Logan trying to work around the screen. Staffiel, I believe, going to be called for the moving screen. Trying to set the screen that time on Logan. Stepped out into Logan to initiate the contact. We talked about that earlier. Point of emphasis by officiating crews across the NCAA. And Staffiel that time with the knee into Logan. Carthage will bring it down with a chance to cut it to 1 or tie it with a triple. Senior works it off to Sykes. And we got the same thing the other way. Castell with the moving screen. Check that Reese Hurth moving screen.
Carthage fouls number 14. Reese Hurth. His third personal
So he picks up his third.
team foul.
And that's the second team foul on the Redmen. The officials tightening it up. As Cooney and Sykes pushing off each other as Cooney brings it down. Gets it to Pat. Will Pat with it. Right to the free throw line to Abuna. All alone left wing for 3. That's an air ball. And we got a shove inside as the Redmen will be called for the foul. Kevin Sykes pushing the back that time. The officials really tightening it up here after that technical foul on Klimek. We saw the same thing in the game against Dubuque. It just, all of a sudden, the officials became the game and whistled 54 fouls in that contest the other night. Abuna missing long distance. The rebound to Logan, to Hurth, back to Logan. Goes to the basket and was not fouled. It went out of bounds. And I thought the official was going to call a foul that time as Logan hit the deck hard. And now we've got another technical foul underneath. And this time I think it's on a Redmond player. Reese Hurth. So now he's whistled for a technical. That's his 4th. And that's going to hurt the Redmen here as Hurth's going to have to come out. Well, this officiating crew has all of a sudden gone sour on both teams here. So Reese still out on the floor as Abuna will shoot the technical. Best free throw shooter on the team here. Knocks down the front end. The first couple of technicals were basically for the jaw-jacking and taunting down the floor, and this one came on Hurth, who was upset, I think, at the last moving screen foul and let the official know about it on this last one where Dante Logan got knocked to the floor with a no call. Jason Scott will replace Reese Hurth, so Hurth on the bench now with 4 personal fouls, and now the officials holding a clinic in the Redmond free throw line here. Have all 10 players in there with a discussion. Jerry Scherzinger, Bill Ustek, and Craig Jeffries conferencing down there. Now they'll set it up. Redmond with the basketball, trailing by 5. 49-44 WashU. 13-15 to play here in the ball game. They're getting a little chippy here in this second half. A senior, and we got a hand check foul as senior was backing in. Brandon Staffiel with the foul.
Bears fouls number 40 is the foul. His second personal foul.
That is his second. 6th foul already on the Bears. Like I said, this all of a sudden has gone into a whistle fest here as they get it into Scott. Scott missing the shot, but was fouled at the basket. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Bears fouls.
We'll go on Palucki, I believe. Palucki across the arm of Scott that time. Picks up his first. 7th team foul, so the Bears over the limit now, and the Redmen shooting from here on out. Jason Scott, the freshman from Homewood Flossmoor, able to knock down the front end. 6'4", 165-pounder. Averaging 10 points a game for the Redmen. Scott hits both free throws. Jason Scott with 4 points tonight. 49-46. Redmond back to within 3. 7 minutes gone by here in our second half. Abuna to Cooney, up top to Klemek. Klemek with it, back to Cooney, circles around the left side, now driving, kick back, top of the circle, shot on the way, Staffiel is good. Staffiel with the shot just behind the free throw line, top of the circle, able to knock that one down. 5-point lead now for the Bears, 51-46. Logan slides off to the right wing. Dribbling in front of Abuna, now drops it off to Senior, back to Logan. Logan now penetrates, back to Senior, alone on the arc, right wing, fires it up, no. Tap up by Sykes, no good. Rebound by Cooney for Washington University. And his pass intercepted by Logan as he jumped in front of Klemek that time to intercept the pass. Carthage will bring it back down. Trailing by 5. Sykes alone for 3, book it. Kevin Sykes off the right wing, able to nail his second triple of the ball game. Carthage to within 2, 51-49. Under 12 minutes to go. Nice look inside. Klemek on the feed from Abuna, able to lay it up and in. Nice dish that time by Abuna, all in one motion. Nice bounce feed. Klemek now with 9. 53-49. Senior jump stop in the paint, finds Castell. He'll lay it up and in. Mike Castell getting around his defender that time, Tim Cooney. And Castell with the 0-footer that time. 3 points tonight for Castell. Near steal by Senior. Staffiel will get it back though and hit. Clutch shot there. Senior almost got the steal. Staffiel that time didn't panic when he got the ball back. Got himself set, squared to the basket, hit the 16-footer. 55-51. Redmond trail by 4. Sykes for 3. Top of the circle is good. Kevin Sykes shooting over the Castell screen. Top of the circle, pulls the team within 1. And Washington University turns it over on the inbound. Bears turn it over. Klemek trying to inbound to Abuna and somehow rolled off of Abuna out of bounds. So Carthage with possession and a chance to take the lead here. Logan will inbound left to the basket. He'll toss it up top. Van Wyk in now for Castell for the Redmen. 55-54 Bears. Now Logan on the drive. Nice feed to Senior. Flashes in. Leans up. Counted in 1. Logan with the penetration on the dribble drive to the lane. The quick kick out to Senior on the right wing. And on his drive to the basket lays it in and was fouled by Burt. That's 4 on Nick Burt, and he will leave. Fatoki will check back in, and Marlin Senior to complete the 3-point play. Free throw on the way, good for Marlin Senior. 17 points for the senior. 57-55, the Redmen back in front. Their first lead since late in the first half. 3-ball by Abuna on the way and good. Abuna, the senior, going to take over here. And this team does not panic. Very experienced team. They've played together the last several years. Very good senior class on this floor for this Wash U team. 58-57. Now senior, nice feed to Van Wyk, sliding through the lane, lays it up and in. Van Wyk around Klemick that time. They will lay it up with the right hand, right side. 59-58, Redmond by 1. Midway through our second half. Staffiel now off to Fatoki. Nice bounce feed down low, rattles out, no good, but drawing the foul. Klemick, their preseason D3 Hoops All-America candidate, fouled by Van Wyk, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Fifth Redmond team foul.
Klemick with 9 points tonight on 4 of 5 shooting. About half his average. He's coming in averaging 17 a game. Able to knock that one down.
Number 32, Scott McNellis.
McNellis will check in, replacing Van Wyk. McNellis, the freshman out of Downers Grove South. Second toss-up coming for Klemick. That one is short. Rebound senior. Carthage now evened up on the boards now, 28 apiece. Tied at 59. Under 10 minutes to play here in Kenosha. Good ball game shaping up here. Carthage and the 4th-ranked Bears from Wash U. Logan now on the right wing. Bounce feed to senior on the wing. Working on Staffiel. Got him off the floor. Couldn't penetrate though. Skip past left side. Sykes for 3. That one is short. Nobody home on the boards. Palucki able to clear it down for the Bears. Chance for the Bears to regain the lead here. Fatoki back to Palucki. Palucki now pulls up on the left wing, guarded by Scott. Gives it off to Abuna. Abuna double teamed by senior, and Logan needs some help. Finds Fatoki. Fatoki's pass though intercepted by Marlin Senior, who is looking back for Staffiel that time at the free throw line, and Senior dropped back down to intercept. Now Logan on the drive. Kick out back to Sykes for 3. And it rattles out no good. Sykes was fouled by Abuna, and Kevin Sykes on the line for 3 free throws. Again, all set up by the penetration that time by Logan. Boy, Dante has patented that move here in the offseason. He's really worked hard to draw the defense and find the open man on the wing. And Sykes that time fouled by Abuna. Abuna picking up his 3rd, the 9th team foul on the Bears, and Kevin Sykes on the line for 3 free throws. First one up and in for Sykes. 3 points tonight from Kevin Sykes. First trip to the line tonight for Sykes. Check that, 12 points for Sykes. Second one on the way and good as well. As Marlin Senior will sit down, gets a nice hand. 17 tonight for Senior. 2 points over his season average. Sykes with the 3rd free throw on the way. That one curls around and down. Touched every part of the rim and finally fell through the twine. 62-59. Redmond by 3. 9 minutes to play here in Kenosha. Staffiel over to Fatoki. Fatoki now picked up the dribble, gave it off to Abuna. Back to Staffiel. Looking at Klemick, now kicks it back over to Fatoki on the right wing. Gets around Sykes, slides over to the left wing. To Staffiel, top of the circle. Into the corner, Abuna, right side. Tries to get it into Klemick, and he was fouled by McNellis. Little body foul that time on McNellis, trying to deny the right block of Klemick. And Klemick drawing the foul on McNellis, his first, just the 6th team foul on the Redmond. Last one to give here for Carthage. 9 team fouls already on the Bears. Palucki up top, Abuna, jump pass to Fatoki, step around Scott, fires up the shot from there, no good. Klemick missed the rebound, second effort goes up and in. Well, Klemick got it, the first miss that time by Fatoki, put it up, it rattled out and rolled off, and then got his own rebound, and his second stick back went through. 12 points tonight for Klemick, and the shot taken by Sykes, missing out of the right corner. Rebound Bears. They'll bring it down, trailing by 1. Chance to regain the lead here. Fatoki inside to Clement. Clement around McNellis. Couldn't get it to fall, but drew the foul. And Scott McNellis picking up his second foul and putting McMahon on the free throw line once again.
Scott McNellis, his second personal foul.
Clement with 12.
Team foul.
2 for 4 at the line tonight. He'll get 2 here. Chance to regain the lead from the stripe. And away and short and rattles out. Bears a 65% free throw shooting team on the year. And tonight at the line, they are 8 of 15. This one to tie. That one is good. 1 for 2 that trip. We're tied at 62. Clement with now 13 points. Logan will bring it down. 8 minutes to go here in Kenosha, tied at 62. Undefeated and 4th-ranked Wash U Bears against the Carthage Redmen. Sean Valentin in now for the Redmen along with Castell. Castell backing down on the left block. Kicks it back out. Gets it to Scott. Jason Scott penetrates. Back to Valentin for 3. Got it! Oh, what a shot by Valentin. Sean Valentin, the 6'4 sophomore out of Crystal Lake Prairie Ridge, gives the Redmen a 3-point cushion. Now they try and get it inside to Clement, and he's just taken McNellis to school. As again, McNellis late to get in front of that pass, commits the foul, his 3rd. All 3 coming here in the last 5 minutes. That's the 8th team foul, and back at the line is Clement. Clement, 3 of 6, 13 points tonight. That one missing on the bonus, and the rebound pulled down by Castell. Mike Castell now with 5 boards tonight. 65-62, Redmen by 3. Valentin with it now. High on the right wing with the dribble, off to McNellis, now to Logan. Logan gets a screen by Castell. Back over to Valentin. Sean Valentin will back it off between the circles. 13 on the shot clock. Jason Scott with it now. Abuna out on him. McNellis trying to set the screen. Scott trying to drive through it. Went off the defender out of bounds, off of Abuna. Carthage will retain possession. They'll inbound right to the basket with 5 on the shot clock. Got to be aware of that here as they inbound. They'll let Scott, the freshman, inbound as Logan will come out now on a wing. They'll stack up in the lane as Scott looking to inbound right to the basket. Jason Scott, bounce feet, gets it to McNellis. Driving hard, going with the left hand, banks it in. What a tough shot. He had Palucki draped all over him that time as he went to the basket and got that away with the left hand and banked it in. Clutch shot by the freshman, 67-62, Carthage by 5. Now Abuna to Cooney, back to Abuna in the right corner. Staffiel to Cooney. Work that triangle on the right side. Now the cross-court feed to Palucki, to Clement. Back out to Abuna, 3 on the right wing over Logan, and Logan with the foul. Got him across the arm. Yes, he did. Logan's going to protest, but has a good call as he hacked Abuna on the follow-through. For Logan, that is his first. Each team now with 9 team fouls. And this will put Abuna on the line for 3 free throws. Alan Abuna, 3 for 3 now at the stripe. 12 points tonight for the senior. All UAA last year. 4th in school history in free throw percentage at 82% coming into the game tonight.
Into the Bears lineup, number 11, David Fatoki.
Fatoki will check back in for the Bears. 3rd free throw upcoming here for Alan Abuna out of Wheeling, Illinois. Makes the 2nd, and we got substitution here for the Redmen as McNellis will come out. Marlin Sr. back in for the Redmen. Nice hand from McNellis off that clutch basket. Redmen holding a 2-point lead here with 6.5 minutes to play here in Kenosha. 67-65 Redmen. Valentin working the basketball. Castell, Valentin, Sr., Logan, and Scott on the floor. Castell through the lane, back to Valentin. Fadeaway shot off the right block. That's no good. Scott going over the back that time, commits the foul. Pretty good job inside that time by the Bear defense. Hold Scott back. Scott picks up his second. We'll walk it back down to my left here for free throws. So Cooney on the line, shooting the double bonus here. And that one off the front of the rim and down. Tim Cooney with 3 points tonight, his first trip to the line. And the Redmen home Saturday night. They will host UW Oshkosh, 7 o'clock here at the Tarble Arena. As Cooney hits the second free throw, he has 4 points. Late sub at the score table. It'll be Sykes coming in for Jason Scott. So Kevin Sykes back in. Sykes with 14 points tonight. 3 players in double figures for the Redmen. Senior with 17, Hurth with 14, Sykes with 14, but Hurth on the floor, or on the bench, I should say, with 4 personal fouls. Valentine for 3. That rattles out no good. The rebound pulled in by Klimek, and he was fouled by Marlin Senior, who picks up his third. And the parade to the line continues here. Now Reese Hurth back in. Hurth picked up that 4th foul, a technical foul, earlier here in the half, and has been on the bench since that time. He's getting set to check back in here for the Redmen. Free throw on the way by Klimek is good. Klimek tonight, 14 points. Hurth will check in for Valentine. Wash U with the 1-point lead here, 68-67. Getting it done at the free throw line. Klimek again, free throw, rattles around, falls off, rebound, falls down low. They scramble for it in the paint. Got a held ball, possession arrow to Carthage. Castell and Cooney got tied up in the paint that time for that loose ball. The alternate possession arrow favoring the Redmen. Carthage down 1 here. 68-67. Tight contest. Hope you're enjoying it at home. Good one here tonight. Some 500 or so in attendance. The kids on break, I should say, for the Thanksgiving holiday. Not a bad crowd here tonight. Senior jump stop in the paint, leans in, got around Klimek, lays it up and in off the glass. Marlin Senior creating a shot that time as he got in the paint. 19 on the night for Marlin. 69-68, Redmen by 1. 5:25 to play. Abuna now driving out of the right corner. Hangs in the air, got it to fall. Oh, what a tough shot that time. Little rolling one-hander out of the right corner that time for Abuna. He has 16. 70-69 Bears. Now Senior got around Klimek. Goes up against Staffield, count it, and 1. Marlin Senior driving out of the left corner, got around Klimek. Then Staffield came over on the help out at the left block. Commits the foul. That's 3 now on Staffield. Nick Burt will check in for the Bears as Marlin Senior will toe the line. Senior tonight 2 for 3 from the stripe. Redmen 18 of 24 tonight, each team with 24 free throws. First one by Marlin, good. Completes the 3-point play. 72-70, Redmen by 2. We're approaching 5 minutes to play here in Kenosha. Great ball game here. Great pace. Finally picking up. The officials kind of slowed it down there in the middle part of this half, but now it's picked up. Cooney for 3, good. Hurth couldn't defend as hard as he would have liked. Cooney on that left wing, able to drill the triple. He has 7. The Bears back up by 1, 73-72. Back and forth we go. Sykes now. Bumped by Klimek, no call. Now gets it to Senior in the left corner. Driving around Klimek, pulls up, lays it off the glass and in. Marlin Senior again that time. This time again getting around Klimek, and Burt on the help out. Couldn't stop him. Senior with 24. Fatoki now gets it to Burt. Burt around Castell. Gets it back outside to Patoki for three. Rattle out, no good. Kept alive by Sykes. Coming down with it is Castell. Out-hustled his own man, Hirth, that time for the board. Carthage will walk it across under 4 minutes to play, leading by 1. Hirth with it now. Leads Castell. Castell going hard, missed the shot. Whistle foul called. Klemic going from behind that time as Castell got the step on the right block. Klemic with the foul, his 4th. So Burt with 4, Klemic with 4, now on the floor for the Bears. And Mike Castell will go to the free throw line for the Redmen. Rough night tonight from the stripe for Castell, just 1 of 4. Free throw on the way, good. Bumps the lead out to 2 as Palucki will come back in for Klemic. Redmen have done a better job on Palucki here in the second half as he checks in for Klemic. Palucki yet to score here in this second half as Castell makes both free throws. A 3-point game, 3:45 to go. Redmen with the lead, near turnover by Patoki. Bothered by Sykes that time. Gets it to Cooney, and Cooney on the drive. Reese Hirth with the body, and Hirth has fouled out. That's huge here for the Redmen. Reese Hirth fouling out here with 14 points. Going to stretch the bench here a little bit for the Redmen. Jason Scott, the freshman, going to be called upon for some clutch minutes here as he will replace Hirth, who fouls out with 14 points. Really that technical foul doing in Hirth tonight. So the 32nd allotment up. Jason Scott will check in at the scorer's table here for the Redmen. A 6'5" freshman. Double bonus now the rest of the way out for both squads as Cooney will shoot 2 here. That one's off the heel, no good. Klemic, after a brief rest, will check back in. He'll come in for Patoki. One more toss here for Tim Cooney. That one rattles around and settles in. 76-74, Redmen by 2 as Logan will walk it up. Logan, senior, Castell, Scott, and Sykes out there for Carthage. Logan, middle of the floor, off to the right wing to Scott. Now back to Marlin, senior. Over to Logan on the left wing, guarded by Abuna. Finds Castell, left block, back and down on Klemic. Goes up, draws the foul. Good reaction that time by Castell. He could feel the body of Klemic, and Klemic is fouled out. That's a huge foul out on the Bears sideline here. So Klemic fouls out. One of their leading scorers, averaging 17 a game, so he is off the floor on fouls. Mark Edwards still complaining. He's been whining this entire game about the officiating tonight. Yeah, Castell was backing down, just turned around, and Klemic was off the floor. He had left the floor. His feet were off the floor as he leaned in on Castell. Not sure what Coach Edwards is complaining about. Staffiel will check back in now. As Castell hits the free throw. A little diving board action off the front of the rim by Mike Castell. He's made his last 3 now from the stripe. Second one on the way and good. Castell able to hit both. 2-possession game now. 78-74. Redmen in front. 3:15 to go. Abuna will bring it across. Gets it to Cooney here on the left wing. To Staffiel, around to Abuna. Guarded by Logan. Now slides off. Gets it back into the hands of Burt. Burt driving. Kick off into the corner. Cooney for 3. That rattles off, no good. Loose ball. Whistle foul. And it's going to be a shove on Castell going for the loose ball. Trying to battle Staffiel for that rebound off on the right block, and Castell picks up the foul.
Carthage fouls
Check
number
that.
33,
Jason Scott with the foul.
Third personal foul.
His third. Double bonus. Staffiel at the line. Staffiel missing the front end here. Fatoki will check back in, replacing Burt. Burt with 4 personal fouls. Second free throw, missed them both. Got his own rebound though. Tosses it down low to Paluki, back up top to Abuna. They'll keep possession here. So now it's tied up. Dante Logan tying up Abuna. Possession arrow back to Wash U.
University basketball.
Good job by Logan that time to tie up Abuna. Abuna a little bit shaken up, may have caught an inadvertent shoulder or an elbow into the chin that time. Now Burt will check back in, replacing Staffiel. Bears ball on the possession arrow. They will inbound. 28 on the shot clock, 2:52 remaining here in the game. Redmond in a 2-possession lead here. Abuna now. Try to work it inside, broken up by Castell. Nice job as he poked it away from Burt that time to knock it out of bounds. Took a floor burn in the process, but a battle scar for Castell. So Castell able to knock it away. They'll wipe up the perspiration on the floor here. Free throw line extended near side. Now what do we have here? Mop up the perspiration here. They got somebody on it. Got it taken care of. A couple of members of the Carthage golf team here tonight, managing our ball game, able to take care of it. Bears inbound, 2:40 to play, trailing by 4. Paluki will hand it back off. Abuna around the double screen, kicks it back out to Fatoki. Fatoki driving in right side. Nice dish to Paluki, able to finish down low. Paluki with a nice finish. He's got 17, his first points of the second half. He now has 17, 78-76. Big trip here for the Redmen, leading by 2. 2:15 to play. Logan lost it out of bounds. It'll be Carthage ball. Oh my. Fatoki got that hand in there on the crossover dribble, and Redmond with a break there. Jason Scott will inbound in front of his own bench here. Carthage up 2 with the basketball. They have the possession arrow as well. Logan with it, 17 to shoot. 2:09 remaining. Logan bounce feed to Senior. Senior working on the right block. Jump stop in the paint, turns around, shooting and hits. Marlon Senior going over the top. Burt couldn't defend with that 4th foul. Had to let him go. 80-76. Burt the other way, and what do we have? Moving screen. Abuna picking up the foul. He tried to set the screen for Burt coming down the left side. Again, stepped the body into the defender and called for the moving screen. That is his 4th foul. So Carthage up 4 with the ball, minute 54 to play. They've got the 4th-ranked team in the nation on the ropes here. Do they have enough to knock them out? Sykes with it now, works it up top to Senior. Over to Logan on the right wing. Gets around the Castell screen, out to the center circle. Minute 35 to play. Redmond with the ball and the lead. And we got a travel on Logan, turned it over, tried to pull the ball up, hung on his hip. Costly turnover here for the Redmen. That's just their 5th here in the second half, 11th in the game. Bears will get it in the backcourt. Still a 2-possession game here, 90 seconds to go. Abuna with it, high on the right wing. Up top to Paluki, around to Fatoki. Guarded by Sykes. Fatoki, cross-court feed to Abuna. Abuna had it knocked out, taken away by Dante Logan. Logan with the steal, gets the return pass from Castell, and Carthage will take the timeout. Timeout, Redmond, minute 12 to go. Carthage with a 4-point lead. It'll be a 30-second timeout. 80-76 Carthage. Redmond with 2 timeouts remaining. Bears with 4 of their timeouts remaining. Both teams in the double bonus. And Carthage with the 4-point lead and holding the possession arrow in any tie-ups. Carthage trailing in the rebounding category, 36-31. But have battled back. They trailed by as many as 12 here in the second half. And they've maintained this 2-possession lead here for the last 3 minutes. It's just under the 5-minute mark when they got it into a 2-possession game. Logan, Sykes, Senior, Costell, and Scott on the floor. Again, if you're just joining us, Reese Hirth fouling out for the Redmen. Also fouling out for the Bears, their preseason All-American candidate, Chris Klemick. It was a chippy game here in the second half. 4 technical fouls whistled in the game. Logan nearly got that ball stolen away by Fatoki as he'll try and get to center court. They're looking to set the trap. Logan brings it across. Minute 4 remaining and a 4-point lead. Need points here. Scott can't have the empty possession. They turn it over. Burt read the pass, got around Costell. He'll overlay, missed the shot, but Costell, trailing the play, commits the foul. And so the Bears with a chance to cut it to 2 from the stripe. Costell didn't step out to go after that pass by Logan. Burt read it perfectly, stepped in front of Costell for the strip, and took it coast to coast but couldn't finish. He'll have to earn it at the stripe. Nick Burt with 6 points tonight. His first trip to the line, and that curls off, no good. Boy, the Bears have left a lot of points on that free throw line. 16 for 29 tonight. Normally a 65% shooting team from the line, only 55% tonight. Makes the second. The Bears will take a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Let's reset it for you. Redmond with a 3-point lead, 80-77. 52 seconds to play here in the second half. Carthage will have to bring it up full length. Expect some pressure here from Wash U. Possession arrow favoring the Redmen. Each team in the double bonus. Timeout situation. Bears with 3, the Redmen with 2. Well, what a fun game tonight. Great way to kick off the Thanksgiving weekend. And the Redmen home Saturday night. They'll host UW Oshkosh here at the Tarble Arena. 7 o'clock tip. We'll have that game for you here on WLIP and along the stream at WLIP.com. 6:40 with our pregame, a 7 o'clock tip against the Titans. Senior will inbound. Marlin Senior, Dante Logan, Kevin Sykes, Mike Costell, and Jason Scott. Pressure here in the backcourt. They'll try and trap Logan. They'll get the ball into Logan. Now they'll back off. Fatoki gets it across, does Logan. 43 seconds to play. You can come away with points here. Don't need an empty possession. They can take it down to about 17 seconds on the game clock here. That's why it's important to come away with something here. Logan, below the arc, looking for help, finds Jason Scott. Gets it back to Logan, 8 on the shot clock, 24 on the game clock. Logan now, bottled up, gives it to Senior. Senior leans in from the free throw line, draws the foul. Leaned in, did Marlin Senior on the free throw line. And the Senior out of Niles North with a chance to put this team up 2 possessions here with 18 seconds left. So Marlin Senior with 26 tonight, a season high for Marlin. Missing on the front end. Marlin usually a reliable free throw shooter. Okay. Relax, step away, now get the ball. Up and in. 2 possession game, timeout Redmond. Palucki committing that last foul, his second. Full timeout taken here by the Redmen. Will keep it here. 18.8 seconds to play. The Redmen lead by 4, 81-77. Again, the Bears early in this second half were up 12, 45-33. Chris Klemick with a layup at that point, and you thought they were going to put this game away in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Again, a poor start to the second half here for the Redmen, but once they got their feet, they were able to cut into that deficit. They knocked it down to 1, 45-44, and a pair of free throws by Reese Hurth and a layup by Dante Logan. This is off a technical foul by Wash U at the 15-minute mark. And the Redmen hung around from that point. And Wash U pulled away by 5, 49-44, and a pair of Allen Abuna free throws. And Carthage closed to within 2 a couple of times. Three-pointer by Sykes and a layup by Castell made it 53-51. And Carthage took their first lead of the second half on a Marlin Senior layup with just over 10 minutes remaining. And it's been single digits, tied 1, 2, 3. 3 different times, and that's where we stand here. Redmen by 4. Carthage will pressure here as Burt will trigger the inbound going the full length. They get it into Fatoki. Fatoki racing across the timeline. Gets it down, finger roll, doesn't fall. Battle for the loose ball, goes out of bounds, off a Redmond player. Castell that time couldn't gather it in, but 10.8 seconds to play. Wash U with one chance here to inbound. And both teams in the double bonus, so you really don't want to foul here because it'll be 2 free throws. 2-possession game with 10 seconds to play. They get it in, Abuna, wild 3 off the inbound, oh, he hit it. Timeout taken by the Bears. A one-legged falling backward 3 out of the right corner by the senior Abuna. He has 19. It's a 1-point game with 8.2 to play. Whew. Folks, that was just a wild one-legged 3. Desperation with a capital D, and it went through. So they pulled to within 1. Carthage with 1 timeout remaining. Wash U has 2, but more importantly, though, Redmond on the inbound have the possession arrow in their favor should there be a tie-up. Well, this Bear team, they have been through the wars, so to speak. This is a very good team. 6 of the last 7 years, 20-plus wins. National champions back in 08 and 09. A quality program. Boy, what a huge victory this would be if the Redmen can pull this one off. They'll go the full length here. Marlin Senior will inbound. Senior, Scott, Castell, Sykes, and Logan. Palucki will pressure the ball. Now he'll line up. It'll be a pressure here as they'll let them inbound. Senior looking to get it in. They'll take the timeout. That's the last timeout the Redmen have. Kind of a triangle out here on the triangle 2 press here. So Carthage out of timeouts.
It's a full timeout.
They have to take it. It's a full timeout. That one was costly. So now Bosco back to the drawing board. Boy, what a chess match here between these two longtime coaches. Bosco with 478 wins in 28 years. Mark Edwards approaching that magical 600 win mark. He's got 587 in his pocket right now. So a seesaw affair here in this second half, coming down to the final possession here. 8.2 remaining. Carthage up 1, 81-80. Redmond out of timeouts. The Bears have 2 if they need them. Both teams in the double bonus. Any foul would be 2 free throws. The Redmen have the possession arrow. Carthage getting 27 points from Marlin Sr. tonight. Alan Abuna with 19. His three-pointer here has brought his team to within 1. Luke Silverman-Lloyd in now, along with Cooney for defense here. Goal. Again, Klimek, their All-America candidate, fouling out. So Sykes now can run the baseline. He will inbound. So Sykes will trigger the inbound. Got to get it in. They do to Marlin Sr., and he's tackled. Boy, that could have been an intentional foul. He was tackled here in the back court by Cooney. Well, you have to make an effort to go for the basketball. I'm not sure the Bears could have used Cooney over the weekend in their playoff football game. Wrapped up and drove through his man and Marlin Sr. there. So 7.2 left, double bonus, so Sr. will get 2 free throws here. Needs to make them both, and I think the Bears are going to take a timeout. They will.
Washington University.
So the chess match continues here, so the Bears down to 1 timeout. Again, the Redmen out of timeouts. Again, a good showing here by the Redmen tonight, taking the 4th-ranked team right down to the wire. And again, this Bear team will have 2 more cracks at the CCIW this season. Next weekend they'll be in Bloomington to take on Illinois Wesleyan, in which should be a very spirited ball game. And then they've got Wheaton on their schedule coming up January 2nd. So a crowd of about 500 here tonight, entertained by this one. And Sr. with 27 for the Redmen to lead all scorers. A career high now for Marlin Sr. with 27 points. That's a collegiate best for Sr. And he's at the free throw line here, shooting 2. Chance to put his team up 3 with 7.2 to play. Free throw on the way by Marlin. Shooter's touch, rolled around the rim and fell in. Sr. 5 out of 7 from the line tonight, 28 points. Second one on the way. That one clanks off, no good. Chance to tie or win it here. Fatoki down the floor with 4. With 3, hands it off to Abuna. Abuna will get it off. Abuna off the heel, no good. Redmond win! Redmond win! Carthage with the upset. Abuna had a double screen, top of the circle, clean look. Missed the three-pointer at the horn. And the Redmen have pulled the upset here tonight by a final of 82-80. Sr. missing the free throw. Fatoki flagging it down, got it down the floor. They found the right guy in Abuna. Both Burt and Palucki setting the screen. And Abuna won't get a better look than that and could not nail it down for the victory as it clanked off the heel as time expired, and the Redmen have upset the 4th-ranked Washington University Bears tonight by a final of 82-80. Marlin Sr. with 28 points to lead all scorers. As for the second time in 9 months, the Redmen have upset a top-ranked team. You go back to January, earlier this year, when the Redmen knocked off number 1 ranked North Central in the final minutes. Here tonight, they hold back Washington University 82-80. We'll pause. We'll get you a station ID, take a 2-minute break. Back with our post-game wrap-up, including I think, a very jovial Bosco Jurkovic. We'll have that for you in our post-game. Again, your final score tonight, Carthage 82, Washington University 80. Back in 2 minutes after this on AM 1050 WLIP.
It's interesting because part of the advantage of having a balanced basketball team is that you think you can use different guys to close. Part of the disadvantages of having a balanced basketball team is because you're trying to find different guys to close. There was a time when you had McDaniel with the ball or Steve with the ball, or back in the day, Ernie Hubbard with the ball, and you had a pretty good feeling about what was going to happen. As good as our players are, there's really nobody that's going to be able to make those plays at the game. And yet, collectively, this is a fun group, and give them credit. They were tough tonight.
Only 5 turnovers in the second half, so he did a great job protecting the basketball. And again, running the stat line on Marlin Sr. tonight, 28 points, 11 of 18 from the floor. And I think he had 8 rebounds and 5 assists for the big guy. That's a help, too, when you getting an assist out of the post player.
He plays so much with his feet under his shoulders, basketball term that I've been using forever, that it's really – Marlin Sr. is a wonderful player because of a number of reasons, but maybe most so because he has improved dramatically since he was a freshman. Now the game is at a slower speed for Marlin, and the 5 assists, Johnny, you're right, may be the most impressive part of his line tonight.
He did a nice job on their big guys for the most part. Klemek with 14. He comes in averaging 17. And Buna's 3, boy, at the end. I thought, boy, that was that one-legged falling backward 3. I thought, man, goodness, here we go.
He had made the previous one from the underneath out-of-bounds play where there couldn't have been a sliver between his heels and the sideline, and he shot that one in over the big guy. And we did what we wanted to do in that last possession, and yet they still weaved to a position where he had a really good look and just happened to be off the back rim, and we'll take it. There are no give-backs in this game.
No, I know, and we talk about this too. When at the end of a ball game like that, having a timeout in his pocket and Mark Edwards electing to go through with the play. And I know you and I converse on this all the time on how you want to play that one. It could go either way, but he elected to play that one out off the missed free throw.
Well, he has 3 seniors and 2 juniors on the court most of the time. He has guys that have played just a ton of basketball together, so they have a feel for what they would like to get done. It's always easier to not call timeout because the defense doesn't get a chance, not just to set, doesn't get a chance to change. You may have the best plan in the world set up, and the other team shows you a zone or some kind of a full court trap that you haven't seen. Now the rhythm of what you're trying to get done is gone, and that's why I think he chose to go this way. I think we would have probably done the same thing. I think it's different if you're down 2, it's different if you're down 3, etc.
Is it maybe not the proper to call this a program win, perhaps, for this Redmond team? Do you look at it in that terms here tonight?
I hope not. We're supposed to be good. Carthage has had a great tradition in the years I've been here, and we've been painfully average the last couple of years. We think that this is a step forward. We think that we've got a chance to be very competitive every game we play, and we know how good our schedule is. We don't have to beat that into the ground. So I hope it's not. I hope it's just one win in a series of wins that takes us in the conference and then explode into the conference play and see what we got. I'm a confident guy most years, and I really like this group. They were very, very happy in the locker room, and that means that we're going to get good practice out of them Friday. Doesn't get any easier. Oshkosh comes in Saturday. They're a quality basketball team. Cardinal Stritch comes in here on Wednesday. They're the defending NAIA national champs. And then we're off to Hope and Calvin, and we know how tough that is. So we're just in the middle of a long stretch of basketball games after 5 weeks of practice. And I think the kids like that, and frankly, so do I.
A little scary, I think, in terms of coaching, because you're right at that break where, the kids are going to have a day off on Thursday and talking about how they're going to get together with families. So you're looking for that focus, but I thought the intensity was there. Outside of maybe that first 2 minutes of that second half where it kind of slid back just a little bit, but I thought for the most part the guys were in this one all the way.
That's what you have to expect. I didn't think that there would be any problem. These kids are basketball players. One of the things we talk about is I tell them it's not an NBA season. You don't get a throwaway game 63 in March. It doesn't work that way. You get 25 opportunities, hopefully get a chance to play in postseason after that. That's the goal. There's no reason for 20-year-old kids to ever look past anything, and if they're thinking about their Thanksgiving turkey a day ahead, then, well, we won't say.
These are fun coaching in these things, isn't it? Games like this.
It still is. This is the competition is what drives coaches. People say, what do you do best? How come you've had this success or that success? I think I'm a competitor. I like to do stuff, and I'm a terrible golfer, and I'd like to take the next shot. I like to do every crossword puzzle right, and I can't do that either. Pick them at the racetrack. You choose whatever you want. And part of that is the competitor in you, and the preparation, the execution, and then even the heartbreak. Shoot, if that last shot goes in, now we're all in just a state of depression, and we still would have played a terrific basketball game against a really good quality opponent.
Yeah, this was a quality opponent tonight, and the upset win 82-80, and now it's on to Oshkosh coming into the building here on Saturday.
That's the next one. Let's get ready. Good Day Friday. Everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving. Johnny, you and Melissa and everybody else that's listening out there, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be safe, and then we'll see everybody back here on Saturday night.
All right, Bosco, thank you very much. Bosco Jurkovic, head basketball coach for the Carthage Redmen, joining us on our post game here tonight. 82-80, the final here at the Tarble Arena. Marlin senior night tonight, 28 points, 11 of 18 from the floor, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. His one free throw gave the team a 2-point lead, and Abuna missing the 3-point attempt as time expired to try and win it for the Bears as Carthage hangs on by 2. Senior with 28, 3 players in double figures for the Redmen, 28 for senior, 14 for Reese Hirth, fouling out here in the latter stages of the second half. Kevin Sykes Jr. with 14. Mike Costell with 7. 4 points for Jason Scott. 3 points for Sean Valentine, a clutch 3 in that bring his team back from that 12-point deficit. And 2 points each for Scott McNellis and Cameron Van Wyk. Miles Olson played, the only player not to score for the Redmen on the in the box score here tonight. For Washington University, 48% shooting in the game, 27 of 56. 9 of 25 from three-point range, 17 of 30, 56%. Again, a team coming in averaging 65% from the line their first 4 games. And that's probably where Mark Edwards is circling right now, as the free throw totals there where they had opportunities and could not cash in from the stripe. Matt Palucki Alan Abuna with 19 points to lead the way. Abuna's 3 with 8.2 seconds left brought his team to within 1. He finished the night with 19. 4 of 11 from behind the arc, 5 of 12 overall, and 5 of 5 from the free throw line for his 19 points. Matt Palucki was 17. Palucki 6 of 11, 4 for 7 behind the arc, 1 of 2 at the stripe. He had a double-double tonight, 17 points, 10 boards, all 10 off the glass on the defensive side. 14 for Chris Clemick. Clemick fouling out in the final moments of this ball game tonight as well. 14 points, 5 of 7 from the floor, 4 of 9 from the line. 8 points for Tim Cooney. Cooney 2 of 4. And Cooney, all 8 of his points here in the second half for the Bears. 7 points for Nick Burt. Heck of an effort by Burt tonight. He had that 4th personal foul early here in the second half and stayed in the ball game and still stayed very active. Had 7 points, 3 rebounds, a couple of assists, and 1 steal tonight for Burt on his score line. Brandon Staffiel with 7. Staffiel 3 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 5 from the free throw line. 4 points for Will Patt. 2 points each for Tom Garvin and David Fatoki. And Silverman Lloyd played, did not score for the Bears. Rebounding tonight, the Bears win that battle 38-32. But again, as I said before Bosco joined us, a team coming in plus 18 on the glass. You'll take that if you're the Redmen. Team coming in -5 on the glass in the early season, but Carthage kept pace with them. If you look at the rebounding total, 38-32. Carthage with 23 defensive boards, 9 offensive on the glass, and their leading rebounders were Marlin Sr. and Mike Costell with 8 apiece. Leading rebounder for the Bears was Matt Palucki with 10. Turnovers really not a storyline here tonight. Redmen with 11 turnovers, 5 here in the second half. The Bears with 13 turnovers, 8 coming here in the second half. As again, Carthage getting it done at the line tonight, 25 of 33. That compares with 17 of 30 for the Bears. And Carthage handing Washington University its first loss of the season. The 4th-ranked Bears fall here tonight by a final of 82-80. Well, there's plenty more exciting basketball coming your way this weekend. We've got 2 games for you on the air. One of them right here at the Tarble Arena. So if you're out and about this weekend looking for some family activities with the clan in town and everybody home for Thanksgiving, why not come out to the Tarble Arena on Saturday night That's when the Carthage Redmen will take on UW Oshkosh. We'll have that game for you with the tip-off at 7 o'clock. If you can't join us here in person, join us on the air or on the web. We'll be with you at 6:40 Saturday night on WLIP and WLIP.com. We'll also have a video stream for you on that one on the Carthage Athletic homepage, www.carthage.edu/athletics. You'll find the links there for our video page for the video stream of that contest. Then on Sunday, the Lady Reds return to action following the Thanksgiving break. They'll be in Chicago. They'll take on the University of Chicago. We'll have that broadcast for you beginning at 12:40 Sunday afternoon, a 1 o'clock tip. That coming from the Ratner Center on the campus of the University of Chicago. The 4-1 Lady Reds taking on the Maroons of the University of Chicago. Those are our next two broadcasts coming your way, and we hope you'll tune in for those. If not, join us in person on Saturday for the Redmond UW Oshkosh contest. That'll wrap things up here tonight. My thanks to Steve Maravich, Sports Information Director at Carthage College. Also, a big shout out to Chris Mitchell, Sports Information Director down at Wash U, for their help in our preparation for tonight's ball game. Mike Love, another special thank you to Mike Love for all he does on the video stream and coordinating everything here on Short Crew with the Thanksgiving holiday and the students away here for the break. So my thanks to Mike Love as well. I'm John Weiser. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I know you enjoyed the final outcome if you're a Redmond fan here tonight, as the Carthage Redmen upset the 4th-ranked Washington University Bears by a score of 82-80. Until Saturday night, have a happy Thanksgiving, happy Hanukkah as well to all of you out there as you celebrate the holidays this weekend. Good night from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Once again, your final score, the Carthage Redmen 82, Washington University 80. You've been listening to Carthage Redmen basketball on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.